Few moments in pre-War of Independence America flickered so boldly into flame as the burning of HMS Gaspee. This act, part indignation, part orchestration, flared not from a blast of cannon fire, but the hushed coordination of Rhode Island's sons and daughters. While Boston Harbor would later receive its steeped protest, it was along the midnight waters of Narragansett Bay that the match was first struck. In this illustrated retelling, we trace the tensions, the fateful confrontation, and the ashes that scattered across the Atlantic. Told in verse, with close attention to historical texture, The Flames of Gaspee offers more than legend. It presents a pivotal spark that preceded a real conflagration. Let us embark. Part 1. The Embers of Discontent. Spring, 1772. In Narragansett's salty breeze, amongst the merchants' cries, the Crown enforced its customs tax with a watchful, steely eye. No haven for the sailor bold, no trade without the seal. The royal fleet, with rigid law, would from the merchants steal. The Gaspee came, with iron will, Lieutenant Duddingston, whose haughty voice and iron guns enraged near everyone. He seized the sloops, accused the crews, made captains face the court, and made of every British pound a theft within the port. The Sons of Liberty, once hushed, grew loud in tavern halls. Their parchments burned with angry quills, defiance in the scrawls. For though the Stamp Act met its doom, and Townshend's tax was gone, the Crown still watched with jealous grip where freemen carried on. The harbor master's wrath grew bold, the merchants clenched their fists, and Samuel Adams' broadsheets stirred the minds of patriots. Their whispers turned to fervent plans by candles' flickering light, to take the Gaspee boldly now upon some moonless night. Part 2. The Midnight Flames. The night of June 9th and 10th, 1772. 'Twas just past dusk in Providence, the stillness heavy-laced, when Captain Benjamin Lindsay's sloop, the Hannah, sailed out in haste. The tide ran strong, the breeze was full, and soon the trap was laid. The Gaspee in her pride gave chase, and found the shoals betrayed. She ran aground at Namquit Point, the tide her tethered chain, while shadows crept in silent skiffs across the Gansett plain. By 10 o'clock the moon had set, the tide still held its breath, and under Sabin Tavern's roof men swore their oath with death. With Abraham Whipple at their lead and Joseph Buckland near, 8 longboats slipped through fog and reeds. Those men kept muskets near. They hailed the deck, "In King's own name, surrender and come down." But Duddingston, defiant still, refused to his renown. The first shot cracked. Young Buckland fired. The Gaspee's blood was spilled. They stormed aboard with iron bar, with fury grimly filled. The crew disarmed, the captain hurt. They set her hold alight, and flames consumed the king's command by early morning light. The masts gave way, the rigging snapped, the powder stores did roar. The Gaspee's bones sank slowly down beneath the bloody shore. Part 3. Ripples through the Empire. Aftermath and the road to a tea party. The flames reached farther down than the tide could ever hope to swim, across the sea to London's court, where tempers flowed o'er the brim. The king cried, "Treason! Find the men!" and formed a royal quest. But none in Providence would speak. No traitor would confess. The Crown's commission powerless met silence door to door, while colonies took note of what Rhode Island's sons had borne. If one could strike a British ship and never face the rope, then unity among the states was not a forlorn hope. And so, in Boston's cobbled streets, by 73's cold dawn, another plot was woven fast. From tea it would be drawn. For Parliament had taxed the leaf, and ships began to moor. But patriots recalled the spark that lit the Gaspee's core. Disguised as Mohawks, men would strike and toss the tea to sea, and send a final thunderous note: this land would soon be free. But long before the harbors brew, or battles hot and vast, the Gaspee burned and lit the trail that independence cast. Thank you for listening to this recording. Please consider liking the content and subscribing to our channel. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and suggest stories or poems you'd like to hear next.